Congratulations, Anthony. A game of two halves, a strange game in many ways, but you got there in the end.
I thought it was a strange game. I thought that we started very positively. We're on the front foot. We passed the ball well. We had a chance early in the game where we hit the post, I think, and got into some dangerous areas. And we really dominated possession tonight. I don't know what the possession statistics would be, but they'd be very high. And really, we're probably unfortunate to go in 1-0 up at half time and thought it could have been a couple more. And then in the second half, like you say, it was probably the complete opposite to the first half. We didn't pass the ball well. The wind actually picked up, didn't it, second half, and it made it hard for us to go long. They looked a real threat, and then we gave away the penalty, and we're thinking, where's the game gone after that really positive first half? But listen, credit to these players. They certainly do know how to bounce back in the game and after results like we had at the weekend, and to get the winner there, especially for Charlie, who was left out of the team today, and to come back in and show that character, to come off the bench and not let the penalty affect him and get the winner in the end. I was really pleased for him. So yeah, we're happy to get the 3 points, and sometimes we have to admit that 3 points is just job done.
And how much do you think the conditions did play a part? Because you were absolutely right. Suddenly the wind over half-time whipped up, didn't it? And it meant, of course, that Solihull could push up more. They were much more physical. Yeah. And it was very, very difficult sometimes for you players to get out of their own half.
Yeah, I hadn't seen the wind that bad with the rain there before. And it was quite hard. It was hard for goal kicks, hard for the back players to get clearances. But I think when that happens as well, we need to pass the ball even better and get it on the ground, because obviously the wind doesn't affect it when the ball's on the ground, and we just didn't do that at all. We sort of invited the pressure from them, which we weren't pleased about. Sometimes you have to get through those periods in the game, and I'd have to have a look at the penalty again. I'm not sure if it was a penalty, but I think that it was sort of coming in a way. So yeah, we were disappointed with that, and we had a chat about it in the changing room afterwards, and something that we'll definitely be working on to see through those periods. But yeah, we're pleased to get the winner.
I was going to ask you about the penalty, because it certainly did seem a controversial decision. All the players were incensed. What were they saying about it afterwards?
Yeah, you know what players are like. They're saying it wasn't a penalty, but yeah, no, it did. If I'm honest, it didn't look like a penalty. However, I'd have to see it again. Yeah.
And going back to the first half performance, you really did play some sparkling football at times, didn't you? You got it wide, you switched it, you used all areas of the pitch, and you played with great pace and tempo.
Yeah, I thought some of the link-up play between those sort of forward players, first of all, when Ches and Kane got on the ball and got it wide, like you say, I thought with Regan, Charles Cook was a threat tonight. You look at Joe and Jason Banton working off Innie. I mean, he had a great setup for the goal, Innie, which we're pleased with to put in for Banton. And that combination play, I think those guys have got the ability to break down teams if they do drop off against us, but then also to hit teams on the counter-attack as well. And yeah, it was some good football, but we really would like to make more use of that and make sure we score more to probably put the game to bed earlier.
And a good goal from Jason Banton. You know, he still had quite a lot to do, didn't he? But he kept his head and finished really, really well. Yeah,
I mean, he's worked ever so hard since he's first come in. He obviously had that injury early on in the season, and he's really got his head down, and credit to the medical team as well, because he's come through most games up until this stage fine so far. I think he's scored 2 and probably set 2 up now in only 3 or 4 games. So yeah, he's no doubt he's a talented player, and he's set the standards now for his performance, and he needs to make sure he keeps hitting them. But yeah, I was pleased he got the goal tonight.
And even though the momentum was very much with Solihull in the second half, were you always confident that perhaps you could get a winner?
Well, I think that we've got the players who can always cause a threat, and we knew that we'd get a chance. In the second half, we just had to make sure that we took it, and we did. So I think when you've got the likes of Joe and Bobson come on and did really well, and obviously Charlie's a threat getting into the box late, I think that was important. So yeah, I do feel like we always do have a goal in us. It's just whether we can take that chance at the end, and fortunately enough today we could.
And of course it was a great finish from Charlie Carter. It was almost reminiscent of the goal I think he scored against Torquay, where he came and arrived late and just sort of seemed to get in front of the defender.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got that ability to make those late runs in the box. He's physical now, he's grown a lot, and he's been working a lot on his game in that area in particular. We do a lot of work with him at training on that, so credit to him that he's putting that into practice and starting to score now. So I think he's got 3 goals now, which is a great return for him, having I think not scored in the league last year.
Yeah, and how difficult was it perhaps to change the side from Saturday? Obviously Charlie Carter made way, and as you say, he bounced back really, really well, didn't he?
Well, I think all of the players who have been sort of on the bench or who have come in, there's a lot of competition for places now. Matt Young's come in and done really well. Louis Ramsey come in for him today. Regan come in for Charlie, and I think those ones like Bobson, who's been out of the team but still coming on and making an impact, all comes down to the characters of the players and making sure that they're working hard for the team, and there really is a tight-knit dressing room and one that wants to achieve together. So yeah, we're really pleased with that, and that's the standards that we set.
And indeed that shows, doesn't it? Because although you weren't at your best in the second half, and as I say, although perhaps it looked like Solihull were in the ascendancy, there was that belief that you could still get something out of this game.
Yeah, I think so. I thought the fans were very good as well. They have been in every home game, and they were really willing us on to not just settle for the draw but to go and get that win, and I'm pleased they were. And the atmosphere I thought was really good tonight, and it has been in all the games. And to win 4 or 5 out of home, we expect to try and win as many home games as we can, and that sets us up for a good game on Saturday against Sutton. But yeah, I was really pleased that the fans pushed us on and we got that winner, so we're pleased.
And you mentioned the Sutton game, a local derby, a side that are going very, very well again.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they've started really well. I think Paul Doswell there has put an experienced team together who know how to win, and it'll be a tough game Saturday. Probably a very different game to tonight, but one we'll have to grind and fight and scrap and do all those sort of ugly things first to make sure that we can then get our passing game playing and hopefully take our chances when they come. But yeah, we're looking forward to it.
And with in fact, almost a quarter of the season gone, your hair hasn't turned grey yet, but overall, how have you found it? Have you been surprised by what you've seen?
Not necessarily surprised. I've been enjoying it, to be fair. It's always better when you win. You enjoy a lot more when you win. But no, in terms of, I think the league is very tough. It was under no illusion what it was like before I come in. It is very hard. Like games like tonight are just very difficult against probably teams that you could say we would, no disrespect to Solihull, but would be expecting to win against. And it was a tough game tonight from start to finish to break them down, and in the second half. And I think probably the major part that I've found would be the differentiation of teams in the league. One minute you're playing sort of teams with very long ball and direct, and then you're playing other teams like Macclesfield and Tranmere who try and pass it and play well, and feel like every week is a totally different challenge, but then still making sure that we still bring out our philosophy and how we play is really important, but being able to adapt to other teams as well. So yeah, that's been a tough part so far.
And 15 points on the board, you must be pleased with that return.
Yeah, I think when you look at that, that's 1.5 points a game, 50% win record for the team. So if we keep that sort of type of statistics up for the season, we'll be there or thereabouts and hitting our targets. So yeah, we've got a long way to go and a lot of things to work on, and we want to try and do that over the coming weeks and put a little run together if we can.
Lovely. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.